What's up, guys? Charlie here. So the last few months has been really an eye opener for me. Um, this year, 2020, have been one of the most memorable so far, and we haven't even reached halfway through the year yet. The things that's taken place, all the things that happen around us, it's just crazy. I left my country 30 years ago, seeking adventure, better life, whatever you want to call it. But I just wanted to travel and be out there, and I landed in America. I've been in Texas, Houston, America, mainland for almost 20 years. I've seen a lot. I'm a very laid back person. I let things slide really easily. And it took a lot for me in the last couple of weeks to take stands and to really put my voice out there, and to starting to put my voice out there, like in this video. So last week, I took my kid and my wife, and we decided to go downtown and be part of the protest. It's not something that I normally do. I'm not a person that like to go out and hold up stuff and voice myself in that manner. So I went out on the streets again with my kid, because I wanted her to get, and she have a strong opinion about this, and she wanted to be there. It was very peaceful. I was really, really proud of being in Houston at that time. I've never been more proud of Houston, in the sense of how people, especially how the police treated people, how people treated the police, and just the whole protest, the amount of people that were there, the diverse crowd. It just made it right to be there. People were shouting out Black Lives Matter. My background, where I come from, we never once had to shout that out, because everybody from my island, where I come from, we feel equal. We feel like, don't get me wrong, of course there is division, of course there is different type of people, of course people live in different brackets in life, that's a given. But we don't have a color barrier on my island. We don't have people, like, we don't have to go out on the street and say this person life matter more than that person life matter. And it took me a long time to understand when somebody say Black Lives Matter, what that really means. And I know some people don't understand it, and they don't want to understand it. They don't open their head to what understanding what that really means when somebody say Black Lives Matter. Because when I know people think when people say Black Lives Matter, that what they hear is that other life don't matter. Or I can try to explain to some of you, probably find a simple way to do it, but probably you still won't get it, because probably you don't want to get it. Probably you just close your mind towards getting it, because you feel if you really get it, if you really understand it, then it taken away from that path that you want. That storyline that you've been playing in your head for so long will go away. Somebody tried to explain it in ABC language, in simple terms. And they said it this way: you go to the doctor and one of your hands is broken. It has a problem. It's not working properly. Things not right with your hands. In other words, then that's blacks in this country. That's blacks in this country, their hand. And when you get there, your whole body's at the doctor, but your hand has the problem. And I hope you already seen where I'm going with this. And the doctor start working on that hand. This hand matters. That is the hand that matters. Not that hand right now. That hand don't have a problem. That hand is working good. Everything is perfect for that hand. Fingers working good. This one, it doesn't work good. Things not looking up for this one. This one cannot grab. This one doesn't have the same experience as this one. That's the problem now. So this hand matters. You get it? Black life matter. I remember when I got my driver's license and my mother's husband gave me his vehicle and allowed me to drive it. He just gave it to me and yeah, you have your license, go drive. Big truck, 10-ton truck. Driving around the village, driving downtown, whatever it is. Going to the club at night with his vehicles. And nobody stayed up in the house and had to think about, is something going to happen? Probably they were thinking, oh, is he going to hit somebody? Is he going to hit the vehicle? That kind of stuff. But nobody had to think, is a police officer going to stop me at 16, 17 and pull me out of the vehicle and put his foot on my back, on my head, on my shoulder? Police brutality kind of stuff. My son, when he turned 16, 17 and he got his license, and I gave him my truck to drive to go to work because he got a job. He was still at school, high school, and he got a job at the movie tavern. And I gave him my truck to go to work. And he works at night. Come home 12 or 1 in the morning after the movie is over. And I remember I had a talk with him. The talk that everybody been talking about. Everybody been saying, like, you have to sit down and talk to your black child. And I said black child because most white people don't have to have that talk. And I had to explain to my son, when you're coming home, do everything right. Drive the speed limit, make sure all the light is working, make sure everything is proper. If the police stop you, stop under a lamp pole. If you can, put on your signal and make sure you go in a light. There was a whole lot of stuff I had to put in his head almost every day he go to work, knowing that, because I saw the story, I saw the news, and it wasn't make-believe, it wasn't people faking stuff. People were getting killed by police officers. Some police officers shouldn't be police officers, point blank. I was a police officer for 6 years in my country. I joined the police force. I just got out of school. I joined the police force. And I was good at it. I could have been a good police officer because I'm passionate. I respect people. And respecting people made me quite a good police officer. I work in a community where I got to know my community people. I got to know the people in the community. I talk to people. People came to me. People look up to me as a leader in the community. And respect given is respect earned. But some police officers think that every day they go out on the street, they demand respect, but they don't give respect. You've seen the video. You can go on YouTube right now and just Google police stopping black people. And you'll see the difference. Police stopping black people, police stopping white people. And you'll see the difference. And I know some of you will take my video and dissect it and try to get things out of it and get data that go against what I'm saying. I understand all that bullshit. Nobody cannot deny that black people are treated different from white people. I really have hope for the younger people that's coming up, like my daughter, that is so smart, that is so brilliant, that they can think for themselves and they can see things that's wrong, and they know the difference between wrong and right and wrong. When I talk to my son about driving in the streets at night and respecting police and all that stuff, and they talk, it's almost like the sex talk that you're supposed to have with your kids. At the time I didn't get it, that even though I knew it was wrong, it was not that, even though at the time I knew what I was doing, I shouldn't have to do that in this society, because there's other people out there that doesn't have to do it. So why am I doing it? Why is it that police officers cannot do what they're supposed to do? Your job is not to make things worse than it is. Your job is to make things better. When you walk up on the scene, when I was a police officer, there were no cameras. There were no cameras to record me when I walk up to somebody, to keep record of what I was doing. I just knew I had to do the right things. And no matter what situation I was in, no matter who the person was, I've put people on the ground. I've arrested people and had to wrestle with them for some reason. But I always thought, okay, after all this is done, you don't want this person to think of you as a monster. You can be a police officer and not be a monster. And you know how I know? Because there are a lot of other police officers that are not monsters. So why is it it's just a few? It's always just a few. If you're not compassionate, if you're not a person that can give respect, you shouldn't be a police officer. There are police officers that feel like, and I've seen it so many times, where a police officer is doing something wrong and his colleague kind of tell him, hey, bro, don't do this. This is not right. This is not how you should treat somebody. Black people have done too much for America in the past 400 years for you guys not to give them the respect that they're asking for. Good and respect. Take out the bad. That's all they're asking for. That you treat them equally. Dude, what is so simple as that? To treat somebody like equal. This is 2020. There's lots of shit going on. Coronavirus, all kind of stuff. All black people asking for is to be on an equal playing field. And for you guys who still, when you hear the word Black Lives Matter, it rattles your feather. Oh my God, black people life matter. What's wrong with those words? Black Lives Matter. When you hear it, you feel the first thing that comes in your head is to, oh no, all life matter. Of course all life matter. But now, 2020, this time, now, we're talking about black people life matter. They are the one who's been suffering for over 400 years. And all they're asking for is to allow their life to matter, dude. Charlie, I'm out.